Okay, before I install the replacement flanges, there are some things, if you're going to use this drive shaft, that you have to understand prior to the install, and that is the U-joints and how they're supposed to line up. At the U-joints, they have spray painted yellow dots, one there and one there. Through the install, you're supposed to keep those dots lined up, with these decals also being used as a reference. And what you'll notice is that the joints then are perpendicular to each other. So the front joint is going to be vertical. The rear joint, as you could see, is going to be horizontal. So you have to keep that in mind when you install the new flanges that go with these. Well, it's kind of weird doing it through the camera lens here, so bam. Don't forget to put it in low, the transfer case, to keep it from spinning. You saw a little bit of spin, but then it stopped. Alright, I'm going to go and continue to tighten this and then apply the torque wrench. The torque wrench says 110 foot-pounds. Very tough because, of course, this is the this is the axle, so when you spin this, the vehicle wants to roll forward. And even though you chalk it off, I've got the vehicle chalked, it still wants to push the vehicle forward. So how to, lock this down, that's the tough one. Okay, so after wrestling with how to stop the front pinion flange from spinning, as I was loosening the nut here, I finally got some coat hanger wire to stop the movement. Of course, the tires are chalked so they wouldn't roll forward, but every time you pulled this would rotate, which would push the vehicle forward, even though the parking brake's on the wheels are chalked. So eventually, I decided to go with the coat hanger, threaded it through the front arm there, and then after using my breaker bar with extra leverage through a cheater pipe PVC extension, I finally cracked it. And now, even though it's still a small struggle, it's finally coming off. When we went over the drive shaft, right, we can't put the caps, the U-joint is not going to go in here like this. It's going to go in here like this. So we've got to set this as vertical as possible, which looks to be like that. Pretty easy. And there's a different torque specification for this. It's more of a play pulling in and out, and that does not pull out already. Although I'm not sure it's all the way in either. I'm pretty sure that's going to be it. So the specs, or the instructions say to pull in and out, and there should be no play, which there isn't. So I'm convinced I'm good to go. So now we just got to put the U-bolts in here, and yeah, that'll be it. Then U-bolts here with the nuts on the back. And then the other side, well, we'll start with the other side first. Be sure you put some Loctite on those threads. Wherever they are. Make sure the caps are snug, top and bottom, and then just extend it out. Make sure you get in to these little jinglers right here, and you can see every time this moves in and out, it pushes more grease out. So you gotta grease it. Recommendation is every time you get an oil change. Alright, so U-bolts going around. Lock washer and nut. One thing about the U-bolt, when it comes through, one side protrudes longer than the other, so you can use it as a tool to get your seat, your proper seat. So if you have one of those ratchety wrenches, that'd be great. If you don't have one, you're gonna be like me. Oh, this is even better. Last bit on. And so now got the arm on. It's just a matter of replacing the fluids and going for a drive. Of course, you want to make sure that the filler plug is back on snug, which it is. And of course, you're going to want some of this stuff, which there's some other stuff out there that they say it doesn't need to be this, but you could see, you know, how you can tell what you need is your data plate here. So this says it's a what is it? A new process gear. So it's a new process, NP247, J for Jeep versus D for Dodge, and there was just a consolidation between GM and Chrysler that was making these transmission or transfer cases back in the day. They consolidated companies and switched the name from new process to new NV, whatever, new version, new vision, I don't know. But that's what you go with to determine which transfer case fluid. So NV, NP247, same, as far as I could find, same transfer case. So this is the fluid, and all you do is you fill it up until it pours out of the filler tube. slow process. But you could tell from the original stuff that went in there that this is a lot cleaner. Finally running out now. So I'm going to go ahead and seal it up. I finally got so sick of this pump that I just took, even though I used that first quart, I took the second quart. It only takes 1 quart. It's only supposed to be 32 ounces, but because I was spilling so much in the bucket, nothing was happening. So I just made a squeeze bottle, basically. Snipped the cap on the bottle. That's what it looks like. And just squeezed it inside to finish filling it up, and it was way more effective than this pump thing. So yeah, lesson learned on that one. Make sure this is torqued. That is good to go. Oh. And Roger. Okay, filled up, changed. Just gotta put the skid plate back on, and we are good to go.